What has the Biafra independence movement done successfully? Even critics might acknowledge several achievements, but they will not say it. In order not to give credit to Nnamdi Kanu or credibility to the movement. Number one, it revived discussion about self-determination. Before this time, nobody was talking about self-determination. And if there are people that ever mentioned it with their mouth, they were not serious. Many people who never discussed the issue, they now discuss it boldly. Politicians are even using it to campaign. Many politicians are using it to advance their political career. Number two, it internationalized the conversation. That is one of the things that the movement has done successfully. Internationalizing the conversation, not limiting it to Nigeria or limiting it to the Southeast or limiting it to Africa. They internationalized the conversation of Biafra and also the discussion about the case of Nnamdi Kanu. The debate is no longer confined to local communities in Nigeria, no longer confined to Yoruba land, no longer confined to Igbo land, no longer confined to the South. No. Number three, it generated legal scrutiny. Court cases and legal questions have received wider attention. Number four, it created a global diaspora discussion or conversation. So supporters around the world, they now participate in discussions at different levels, whether at the level of government, business and all that, school of thought, think tank groups. It has created global diaspora conversation and is still going on till today. Number five thing that the movement has done successfully is it challenged established narratives from the government side, be it at the state level, be it at the federal level. It challenged their narratives and was able to pull out the fact and present it to the whole world. Regardless of one's position, the movement forced conversations that previously received little attention. That is the truth. These are measurable outcomes. If these five achievements I've listed so far are correct, I want you to type yes with capital letter. Type yes in the chat section with capital letter. You can add more to the list. If they are not correct, tell us. Type in the chat section what the movement has achieved so far. Now, what has not been achieved? I have listed about 5 things. I know there are many, but these 5 are very clear. Let's talk about what the movement has not achieved. We have to balance a lot of things here now because it requires honesty in this type of enlightenment broadcast. Several goals remains unrealized. One of them is Biafra is not internationally recognized. Biafra is not internationally recognized. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Type in the chat section and say why you disagree or you agree with me. Number 2, Nigeria remains territorially intact. Nigeria remains territorially intact. The territories of Nigeria has not been altered as a result of this agitation. It has not. Do you agree or not? I know that some people are talking about Biafra government in exile, and they say there is a 40 states of Biafra. 40 states of Biafra. In these 40 states, has it altered the territory of Nigeria in the sense that Nigeria army doesn't enter their police, navy, they don't enter there, they don't use Nigerian currency there? Nigerian institutions in those states, Nigerian schools, hospitals, companies or industries are now subject to the tax of the Biafran government in exile. These things I've mentioned now is just a few. That is not the focus of this broadcast. I just mentioned them. So if the Nigerian territory has been altered, Nigeria is no longer in control of these 40 states of Biafra. Type in the chat section and tell us in which area that the government of Nigeria has lost control over this 40 states of Biafra. Remember, we are now talking about the things that the movement has not achieved. I have mentioned, number one, that Biafra is not internationally recognized. Number two, Nigeria remains territorially intact. Number three, major governments continue to recognize Nigeria's sovereignty. Major governments, they continue to recognize that Nigeria is a sovereign nation. Number four, international institutions have not endorsed Biafra independence. International institutions, they have not endorsed Biafra independence officially. Yes, they are talking about it. Discussion is still ongoing, but they have not said today we have endorsed the independence of Biafra. So, number five, political consensus remains absent. Those are also facts. Both realities must be acknowledged simultaneously. If you agree with the five that I've mentioned, if you agree, if you disagree, I want you to type in the chat section. And if there are other things that the movement has not achieved, also add to the list I have made. In the chat section, add the ones you know they have not also achieved. What is the danger of emotional analysis? Because as I'm saying all this now, some of this is I'm saying, some people are carried away by emotion, either to agree or not to agree or to disagree. I want us to be very objective. This is where many discussions go wrong, when emotion is attached in the analysis, and we try to avoid it on Maxwell Nnawuihe YouTube channel. By the way, there is a prophecy that's about to fulfill in this month of June. There is a prophecy that is about to fulfill in this month of June. That prophecy is in the private. It is for Maxwell Nnawuihe YouTube channel members to watch that prophecy. I've been hearing a lot of things for many months, and also recently some people are talking about the visit of President Tinubu to Nnamdi Kanu in the prison. I gave a prophecy about that. That prophecy is in the private, and there are other things I said that will happen in the month of June, and also the obstacle in the way, the obstacle that will hinder it from happening in the month of June. That prophecy is in the private. So join Maxwell Nnawuihe YouTube channel membership so that you can be able to watch all those videos and prophecies. So the danger of emotional analysis, as I said, in the emotional analysis, one side says there is total victory. Total victory is here. Like some people that said that there is a government in exile and it is total victory. The other side say, oh, it is a total failure. All we are doing is a failure. We have lost. Some people say, oh, Nnamdi Kanu deceived us. Just as some people are blackmailing him now. Some people say, oh, I have wasted my money, I wasted my time. Total failure. Out of emotion. Emotional analysis. They analyze everything emotionally. And they say now that Biafra has been declared or redeclared in Finland, victory is here. It is total victory. And some people on the other side say, oh, now that Nnamdi Kanu is in prison and it's not possible to bring him out anytime soon, that means it's a total failure. History usually rejects both extremes. The extreme of, oh, this is total victory, and the extreme of, oh, this is a total failure. History often rejects them. Some political change is even slower than supporters expected, based on the historical background, based on the geopolitical interests. To create a nation, there are other nations that will be interested, and there are other nations that will not be interested to support it. Geopolitical interests. Yet, it is more significant than the critics accept. What is the biblical parallel? Nehemiah rebuilding the walls of Jerusalem. We discussed the Nehemiah's leadership in the part 3. From Nehemiah chapter 2, from verse 1 to 20, we discussed about it. And I want to add more facts in this part 4. When rebuilding Jerusalem walls, the progress that they made was not immediate. there was opposition, as we read in the part 3. Nehemiah chapter 2 from verse 1 to 20. There was opposition from Sanballat and Tobiah. There was mockery. There was delay. There was discouragement. That is the truth. But then in the chapter 4 and the verse 6, Nehemiah now said, so we rebuilt the wall, for the people worked with all their heart. We rebuilt the wall, for the people worked with all their heart. With all the oppositions and all the things that happened from the chapter 2 to the chapter 3. There were so many things that happened. At the end, the project to rebuild Jerusalem was completed successfully. And what was the reason? One of the major reasons is that Nehemiah said that the people, they worked with all their heart. What if the people refused to work with all their hearts? Would Nehemiah, would he have failed or succeeded in rebuilding the walls of Jerusalem? This is a question that I want you to answer, and answer it honestly. He gave credit to the people. I know there are other factors that played out, but we're looking at this, that the people worked with all their heart. And then what if they did not work with all their heart? Would Nehemiah have failed or succeeded in rebuilding the wall of Jerusalem? I want you to type in the comment below, because the same thing is what we are witnessing today. Some are not working with all their heart for the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu. Some are not working with all their heart for the independence of Biafra. Some are paying lip service. Do you know that when Nnamdi Kanu was outside, some of the things some people are saying now about him, they wouldn't have said it. Why didn't they say it? Some of these things they are saying now, they claim that it happened before. It happened before he was arrested. It happened before he was imprisoned. It happened before he went to Kenya. Why did they not come out and say it? That's why, since all these things have been going on, I have not really taken time to bring them to this platform. I will do that, but not now. So what if the people did not work with all their heart in the time of Nehemiah? Would Nehemiah have succeeded or failed? I want your honest answer in the chat section. The real question now is this: has anything happened? A better question should be, how much remains to be done? How much remains to be done? Because the answer to the first question is yes. I've enumerated a lot of things, plus the ones you added in the chat section. Things have happened. Awareness has increased. The conversation has expanded. International attention has grown. Legal debates has continued till today. The answer to the second question is also obvious. Many more things need to be done. Many more things need to be done. So the Biafra discussion today is certainly more visible than it was years ago. The movement has achieved many major objectives, and the truth is that more needs to be achieved. Understanding both realities is necessary for any serious conversation to take effect and produce a good result, because facts, hope, and perspectives, they matter in this freedom journey. In the part 5, we will examine one of the most controversial, one of the important sections of the article of Arnold, which talks about movie, documentaries, books, music, podcast. Can documentaries, books, music, podcast, storytelling change the future of a political cause? Is it possible? And what lessons can be learned from Israel? What lessons can we learn from South Africa? What lessons can we learn from the American civil rights movement under Martin Luther King Jr.? What lessons can we learn from Rwanda and other historical examples? Part 5 is where the discussion becomes even more interesting. You cannot miss it. Look in the description below this video. You will find the links to the part 1, to the part 2, and to the part 3. And before you finish watching them, we will come to you with the part 5. I am God's major prophet, Maxwell Nnawuihe. Bye.
Subscribe on YouTube, TikTok, X, Facebook, and Instagram. Follow Maxwell Nnawuihe for more updates. Follow us on YouTube, TikTok, X, Facebook, and Instagram for more updates.